Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Ashish and I have some bad news today. The new iPhone 12 may have a serious display problem which may dissuade you from buying it at all. We're all used to the newer product being the better one, so if something opposite to this turns out to be true, it takes us by surprise. Well, one such surprise is right here. The new iPhone 12 screen is a lot worse because of one single reason than its predecessor, the iPhone 11. Almost no one expected this, and I certainly didn't expect to say this about what I thought was the biggest improvement with the iPhone 12. Watch on to find out the whole story. I bought this iPhone 12 on launch day. I love everything about it except its display. And don't get me wrong, it's a nice crisp OLED display that feels a lot closer to the surface than the older LCD panels. But watch this, try and spot the newer screen here. Both screens have True Tone on, and this is a key feature that I've never wanted to turn off in the past. But here, it's making the iPhone 12 screen painfully yellow. If we turn off True Tone, the screen is better, but still yellower than Apple's LCD panels if you turn off True Tone on them as well. It's a lot better if you compare them with True Tone off on the iPhone 12 and enabled on the 11. That way, it at least looks as though the newer panel is brighter and more vivid. The worst part is that almost under no circumstance, when comparing the two phones side by side, could I say with conviction that the new screen offered any improvement in terms of vibrance or sharpness. To the untrained eye, there simply isn't any difference 99% of the time. You really need to pixel peep and zoom in to see the difference in sharpness. Let's try looking at both screens under different light temperatures, starting with 5600K to 3300K to complete darkness. The iPhone 12 almost never leaves its infatuation for the yellow hue. Now naturally, when this happens, you want to compare your own phone with others available in store, and so I did. I compared my new iPhone 12 to 8 different phones in 3 Apple stores around the city, and not just other iPhone 12s but also to the iPhone 12 Pro and other iPhone 11s, just to make sure that I didn't have an exceptionally good iPhone 11 panel. The results were thankfully as I hoped they would be. All the iPhone 12s, including the Pro, have these yellowish hues on their screens, and having True Tone enabled on them makes them almost unbearably yellow. The iPhone 12 Pro has an appreciably brighter screen than the iPhone 12, and this does not show through on camera, but it too suffers from this yellowish hue. So this led me to do further research on this topic, and I discovered that there were many discussions on various forums that talk of this issue. People coming from older iPhones like the XS and the 11 all felt that the new iPhones had too much of a yellow tint to them. Erica Griffin has recently done an excellent video going into further technical details about this characteristic of the new iPhones. I will link that video in the description. Do watch it to understand the HLG profiles of these screens. So what does all this mean for the prospective buyer? Or perhaps you already have the iPhone 12 and are displeased with this issue. Well, fortunately, turning off True Tone does solve this issue, and you're left with none of the yellow mess that the screen is with True Tone turned on. There is another method that is a bit more involved. It requires you to go into the accessibility settings and then play with the hue settings manually to take out the yellow hues whilst having a reference screen around. This didn't produce good results for me and was too much fettling about for my liking. Personally, I feel like giving up the iPhone 12 and keeping the 11. I have an iPad and MacBook Pro, both LCD screens, and they feel a lot closer to the 11 than they do to the 12. But that's the whole point. If you don't have anything to compare it to, the iPhone 12 will do just fine for you. But if this does bother you in the slightest, I suggest buying the iPhone 11 this year and waiting for a miracle with next year's iPhone. The 11 is terrific value at its discounted prices, and now with confirmation that it actually has the better screen than its successor, it's a big added reason to consider it, at least this year. All is not lost though, and the iPhone 12 does have many improvements over the 11, and I do have a full review of the iPhone 12 coming up soon. And if you're convinced you want the latest phone, do look out for that video to see the complete picture about the iPhone 12. Hope you found this video useful, and if you did, be sure to subscribe. See you in my next one.